Hey guys, I've been pumping out videos, got a baby on the way and he's not too far off, so I thought I'll do a whole bunch and then let them upload, and hopefully you guys are enjoying them. So if you have recently signed up to the Patreon and I don't mention your name, don't take offense. I've probably already recorded the video. It will happen. And I just want to say a quick thank you to all my Patreons. This video is brought to you by my Patreons. They make it possible. And also the Guitar Emporium. Those guys are fantastic. They're all helping out. So yes, of course, go look at the Patreon, all that stuff. Let's get on with the lesson today. I've been hammering all that stuff plenty in the videos lately, and you get it. I'm sure you get it. But this is a video talking about technique and improving your technique. I am going to do a lesson not too far away on how to practice, like how to develop a routine, what you should be practicing, all that kind of stuff. But today I want to show you a couple of exercises that I found really helpful. Unfortunately, I don't have my metronome here, so I'll give you a few tips on the metronome, but I'll go back into that in the next practice video. So now I'm a really big believer in what I'm about to talk about, and that is that the more things you have to play, the more you will play. And the more, let me give you an example, because this isn't really going to make sense. If you've got one song, your teacher's given you a song, or you've picked a song to learn, or you've got one of my transcriptions, and you're working on that, that's great. But you need to have something that you can sit down and do when you don't feel like learning a song as well, when you just need to get things moving. So this is one of my favorite exercises that I did a lot of, especially when I was like 15 or 16. I used to just do it every day for ages. So let's say we start from the first fret. It doesn't really matter, but we pick the first fret and we pick down. Put our second finger down and we pick up. Put our third finger down, we pick down. Pinky down, we pick up. Now, it's not rocket science, and you might have seen this before, but let me tell you a few things that might help. When you first start doing this, don't try and do it really quick. Put a metronome on, put a click on, or at the very least count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to move across each string till we get to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do it backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Now, the reason I want you to count is I want those spaces. I feel like I'm really your teacher now. I've evolved into that place. I want you to have those really even. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure when you change strings, you're always maintaining that alternate picking. I'm a big fan of alternate picking. Some people like economy picking and all that sort of thing. I think that's great, and it is useful. If you are finding a tendency to do that, you can work that in there. But I think it's a little bit complicated for most people. Just stick with alternate picking and it takes any complexity. Plus, it improves your rhythm, because if you have a sense of you go into quavers, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's going to develop your sense of rhythm. You'll have a better understanding where the offbeat is, a better understanding where the onbeat is, okay? It will be programmed into your right hand. So it's a really good thing to practice. So I've tabbed that exercise and that's on my Patreon. Check it out. The next one's a little more complicated. You probably won't need the tab for that one, I'll be honest with you, but the next one you might want. So, oh, by the way, with that exercise, here's a few more pointers actually. I like to, when I go to the next string, I let my first finger, you know what I'm going to do? No, when I edit it, I'll zoom into this little bit so you can have a look. If you look at my fingers, you can see I like to let the first finger touch the 6th string. I'm on the 5th string now. I like to let it touch the previous string, because it stops this. Have a look at all that noise, and I just blocked all those strings that were ringing. It stops that. The other thing that you can do to help prevent that is imagine that when I play from the lowest string, imagine what I'm doing is I'm not palm muting, right? I'm almost palm muting. As I go to the 5th string, I'm actually leaning on the 6th string. And each string I move, I'm 1 string behind with my palm. So if I'm picking the 5th, I'm on the 6th. If I'm picking the 4th, I'm leaning on the 5th, okay? This is how you can really clean up your playing. I'm not the cleanest player, depends. For some reason when I play psychobilly, I actually tend to just get into this more thrashy mindset. But if you've seen me playing jazz, it's like a whole... terrible, but anyway. it's a different mindset. I tend to relax a little bit, or when I am relaxed, I play better, and everything sort of shrinks a bit. And keep your jokes to yourself. And I play, you know, everything kind of tidies up and tightens up. When I'm playing psychobilly, look, a little bit of gristle is probably okay, but at the very least, you should practice clean, and then you can add the gristle later. It's a better way to do it, okay? So, I heard a few bumps there, so that annoys me. That was better, nice and clean. On the way back, it's not such a big concern if your fingers are, I know you should play on your tips generally, but actually when you do this stuff, a little bit of flatness is good because you block other strings and stuff. When you're doing chords, yes, very much on the tips. But speaking of tips, that's my tip there for going from lead to chords. So, have I covered everything with that? I think I have. The other thing that you could do with this exercise, terrible, I actually haven't done that for a long time. String skipping, so you can, so I'm on the 6th and I jump to the 4th string, back to the 5th, all the while alternating 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6. I hope that makes sense. That was the string order of skipping. So that will be on the tab chart if you need to check it out, even just a short example of it. Okay, so the next one that really helps with finger dexterity is this exercise where you go one. What we do, we're looking to communicate every single finger, combined. We're looking to do a 2-note combination from, let me just show you. I'm having a hard time doing anything. Okay, so 1, 3. Why 1, 3? Sorry, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. We want to apply everything I talked about in that first exercise with clean playing, you know, letting the fingers kind of sit across a little so we're muting the strings either side. You can do the palm muting thing, up to you. But the main thing is we're going 1, 2. Then we on the back, way back, we're doing 2, 1. Then we do 2, 3. Then we do 3, 4. Then 4, 3. Again, don't forget to alternate. Now we do 1, 3. So we're doing like we're skipping a finger. Then we do 2, 4. Then we do 1, 4. And that's it. That's all of them, except now we do them backwards. So we do 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, 4, 2, 2, 4. I think I got them all. Did we do 3, 4? 3, 4, 3, 4. Oh, I don't remember doing that. 3, 4, forward. That should have come earlier. I've got a little bit mixed up, but basically everything you did going up, you reverse going back. So 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1, 1, 3, and 4, 2, 2, 4. Maybe I did include that. We'll see. You know, I like to keep these videos as flowing as possible and not too much editing, so I apologize for that. I know it might annoy you sometimes. But anyway, look, I think on the whole, this should be really helpful. If you're finding that you're having issues with technique and just accuracy, it's going to help a lot. But I must stress, practice these exercises without any concern for speed at the beginning. Once you've got them flowing, chuck a metronome on, tick, 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 tick. I'd probably do this at the start. Tick, 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 tick. Why? Because that makes you super accurate if you play on the click. It stops you from sort of rushing like, or anything like that. You want to be able to do it really even. You can inject all that stuff later if you want to create swing, feel and all that. but the starting point is that accuracy, okay? As you get faster, you might start doing quavers like tick, 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 or if you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, etc. You know, Google has a metronome. You literally just type in Google, and I don't mean metronomeonline.com. Actually, I'm going to tell you to avoid that because it's one of those things where if you sign up to it, they'll try and charge you later on. So there you go. Sorry, Metronome Online. If I'm wrong, let me know. They're never even going to see this video anyway. You get the idea. So with the metronome, once you are starting to get into the groove with the metronome, start speeding the metronome up and use that as your benchmark. Try to, let's say we're doing something at 100 beats per minute and we're struggling. Come back, practice at say 80 to 90, right? And where you're nice and comfortable, and then finish. So I always like to push myself a little bit in terms of the speed, but then finish by playing at a comfortable speed. So your hands remember what playing accurate and neat feels like. That's really important. I'll talk more about that, and I'll actually have my metronome and go through that in the how to practice video, and it'll also be a little bit about learning riffs and stuff, efficient ways to do that. So guys, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. Over time, obviously you build up the speed, and let's see where I'm at. I wish I actually had a metronome now, but see, I'm not palm muting, so you start to get that ring. Let me keep that in there. There you go. So that's a lot of practice. In terms of these ones, oh, that's really hard. Wrong way. Not very clean. So look, I'm pushing myself a little too hard with that exercise. It's not clean. I wouldn't practice like that. It's probably a good example for me to do a bad job and say, if that was you, if you're my student and you were here in front of me doing that, I'd be saying, slow down, do it accurate, find your maximum, and then back off a little bit, you know, or don't, you know, if you go beyond your maximum, come back to where you're comfortable. So guys, that's pretty much it for today, okay? There's a few other videos that are out there that should be really helpful in terms of modes and all that sort of stuff. Check out my other videos. Hit the bell. If you don't hit the bell, you probably won't know when I'm releasing videos, and there's a lot coming up, so definitely, hopefully, worth it for you guys. Thanks for watching. Check out the Patreon. Tell me what you think. Give me some feedback, and I'll see you later.